Hey everybody, it's Jeremy here, and we have the new set out to look at. So this is for Primal Burst. We're gonna go over the recommended cards, look at the example combos, and look over most of the UR and SRs that aren't covered in these two categories. And then I'll probably leave the link in the description so you can go and see the rares and normals, unless I see a rare that is needed to be mentioned. Alright, so we're gonna start with Volcanic Doomfire here. And so what this guy does is this card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card can only be special summoned by sending one face-up Tri-Blaze Accelerator you control to the graveyard. During your opponent's battle phase, your opponent must attack this monster with any attack position monsters they control. When this card destroys a monster and sends it to the graveyard, destroy all monsters your opponent controls and inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed by this effect. This is really good. If you can get the Tri-Blaze Accelerator out and all that stuff, and bring out the Volcanic Doomfire, this is pretty much your opponent has to deal with this right away, or switch everything to defense mode right away, and try to stall it out till they have something to deal with this. I mean, other things that can deal with this are like you can take it from your opponent with Econ and other stuff. You can floodgate it. Yeah, so, but if you don't have any of those in play when this card hits the board, it might just be a loss if you have nothing in your deck that can deal with it, depending on what you're playing. It really does depend on that. So this is a really good card. I'm sure we'll see a deck or two of it floating around right at the start for people that go and buy all of them, like can get all 3 copies they want for it. This is probably going to be a really good deck, but we'll have to see what else is in the set before we can even say anything about that. So we have Gaia, Plate, the Earth Giant. So what this card does is you can special summon this card by removing from play any 2 rock monsters in your graveyard. During your standby phase, remove from play 1 rock type monster in your graveyard, or send this card to the graveyard. Half the attack and defense of any monster that battles with this card. So he has like a built-in mirror wall that just stays on the board as long as you keep getting rid of rock monsters. Yeah, this is a pretty good card. I mean, you could sit there and stall with this if you have plenty of rock type monsters in your graveyard. And yeah, so that's pretty bomb. I'm gonna jump down here to an SR that goes pretty good with the Earth Giant here. So we got Release from Stone. So select one of your removed from play rock type monsters and special summon it. When this card is removed from play, destroy that monster. When that monster is destroyed, destroy this card. So you remove something. Let's say you remove something powerful, and you go, oh, Release from Stone. So there's gonna be a good chunk of rock type monsters or rock type decks floating around just because of this combo. We'll have to see how they play out. We'll have to see what else is also in the set. So we're gonna jump down here to Lila. I think that's what it is. Light Sworn Sorceress. So you can target one spell or trap card your opponent controls. This card's battle position cannot be changed until the end of your next turn. Also, change this card you control from face-up attack position to face-up defense position, and if you do, destroy that target. Once per turn during your end phase, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. So this is a lot of back row stuff. If it'll be, I mean, you have to see what the other Light Sworns do to judge if Light Sworns are going to be good at the moment or if they still need a few cards. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So next card is Forbidden Dress. It's a quick play spell. Target one face-up monster on the field until the end of this turn. That target loses 600 attack, but cannot be targeted or destroyed by other card effects. So you can use this card to save something. You can waste this card to maybe make some damage on your opponent's card. It wouldn't be worth it because you can't target it. So don't really use it on your opponent. Use it on you. Save it if you want to save something, because it loses 600 attack, but cannot be targeted or destroyed by other card effects. So, and it's only until the end of this turn. So Yeah, it benefits you to save something. So yeah. Alright, our next ultra rare here is Claudion, Eye of the Typhoon. So this card cannot be destroyed by battle. If this card is in face-up defense position, destroy it. When this card declares an attack, change the battle positions of all face-up monsters except Claudion monsters. So, Windstorm, Econ, it can just change the position and it gets destroyed. So, I mean, it's gonna be good. Like, the deck's gonna be good, probably. Depends what other Claudion support's gonna be in here. But, I don't know. There's a couple targets that people run quite frequently. So we'll have to see. I mean, Forbidden Dress might be good with it. So yeah. Alright, Dark World Lightning. So we have Dark World cards in this set. Finally. So target one set card on the field, destroy that target, then discard one card. We'll be going over some combos down below about this. Oh, we already want to release from Stone. And next card is Ghost from the Past. 1 second though. So what Ghost from the Past does is banish 2 monsters from your graveyard, then target 1 face-up attack position monster on the field. Its attack becomes 0 until the end turn. So you have 2 monsters you can banish and you want to stall for a turn, and they only have 1 thing attacking you. Or even 2 things attacking you, you can stop one of them, and you can still live through the other attack. This card can be pretty useful. This card will be useful if you're not using your graveyard. So, yeah. If you're not using your graveyard for anything, like to cycle anything in and out of it for monsters, this card's really good. Like, to stall with, I should say. So, it's a card worth investing in then. If you're playing a deck that doesn't cycle things in and out of your graveyard. So we have 2 example of combos. So we have Volcanic Doomfire, Tri-Blazing Accelerator, and Volcanic Rocket. We've already gone over Volcanic Doomfire. So let's look at this rare. It's Tri-Blazing Accelerator. It's continuous spell trap. Or spell. I am just destroying this. Continuous spell card. Activate only by sending 1 face-up Blaze Accelerator on your side of the field to the graveyard. You can send 1 Pyro-type monster from your hand to the graveyard to destroy 1 monster your opponent controls and inflict 500 damage to your opponent. But you cannot declare an attack during this turn. So, you can attack, but you can discard a Pyro, destroy a monster, and inflict 500 damage to them. I think that would be worth it. So you can destroy a threat that you can't deal with, do 500 damage to them. And if you have no monsters, it doesn't matter if you can't attack. So, that works. That works. So we got Volcanic Rocket as well. When this card is summoned, you can add 1 Blazing Accelerator card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So this allows you to cycle out of your graveyard or your deck to your hand the Blazing Accelerator. So there's your way to cycle it to also play him. Because like here's your Tri-Blaze Accelerator, and after you get the Tri-Blaze Accelerator out, you can play Volcanic Doomfire. Alright, awesome. Alright, so let's go down to the Dark World cards here. We got Dark World, Lightning, Ceruli, yeah, I think it's Ceruli, Guru of Dark World, and then Rain Biox, I think that's what it is. I'm not for sure, sorry if I massacred that. Overlord of Dark World. So we know what Dark World Lightning does, destroy a card that's on the field, or target 1 set card on the field, destroy that target, then discard a card. So what Guru does is if this card is discarded by a card effect to the graveyard by a card effect, special summon this card from the graveyard to your opponent's side of the field in face-up defense position. When this card is special summoned by the effect of a Dark World card, your opponent must discard a card. So this is really nice. You can discard it You don't have to worry about getting rid of anything, because this is what he shines at. So you discard him, he goes to your opponent's side of the field, fills the space, discards a card from your opponent as well. So it's like hitting two birds with one stone, really, by playing Dark World Lightning, then discarding him does a good chunk to your opponent. Like, this can just stop your opponent with a little bit of stuff, so it's really nice. Alright, so and he's not even that strong. He's not strong at all. 100 attack, 300 defense. Don't have to worry about anything, really. Unless they're playing, like, Mind's Eye. Because then he does 1,000. But, alright, so we have here Overlord of Dark World. So, this card is discarded from your hand to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect special. Summon this card from your graveyard, or from the graveyard. When this card is special summoned this way, destroy all monster your opponent controls are all spell trap cards they control. So this is pretty good for. This is a rare, yes, and it is pretty good. Especially if you are playing Dark World versus Dark World and they do that Dark World Lightning with Guru combo against you, you can, yeah, so it works. So let's look at this. So what they say is activate the effect of Dark World Lightning to send Guru to the your graveyard. Activate the effect of Guru from the graveyard to special summon it on your opponent's side of the field. Furthermore, since the effect of Guru with Dark World special summoned to your opponent's field will activate, you can discard Overlord from your hand. This will count as Overlord being discarded by your opponent's card effect, allowing you to use its powerful effect. So, like, when it comes to their side of the field, I totally misread this. It says your opponent. So once it goes to them, it makes you discard a card, and allowing you to discard a card, and then you can pop Overlord out or something. So I totally messed up that whole reading. So remember, Lightning, discard Guru, goes to your opponent's side of the field, takes up a slot, makes you discard a card, and then you can bring out Overlord as a combo and destroy all their monsters or spell trap cards. So yeah, there you go. So we're going to go over the UR and SRs in the set that weren't listed above or in the combos. So the first one would be Spell Striker. So you can special summon this card from your hand by banishing one spell card from your graveyard. This card can attack directly. You take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. So it gets destroyed by like a Red Eyes. You don't take any damage. You can play this in Temple of Mind Eye. So it can attack directly. You can make that 1,000. And then if it gets killed, you don't take any battle damage. It's pretty good. And you're just banishing a spell card. So, okay, so we got Volcanic Rocket, I have Typhoon, and Earth Giant. We've already gone through those. We've already gone through Lila. So, Snow on Light of Dark World. If this card is discarded to the graveyard by card effects, if it was discarded from your hand to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can target one monster on your opponent's graveyard, add one Dark World card from your deck to your hand, then special summon that target, if any, in face up defense position. Yeah, okay. I mean, that is nice. It's kind of a lot of different wording there, but so you have to, it has to be discarded by opponent's card effect from your hand. You can target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, and then add one Dark World card from your deck to your hand. Then special summon that target, if any, in face up defense position. So this is actually a pretty good card. And we get Gem Knights in this set. So Gem Knight Master Diamond. So it takes 3 Gem Knight fusion, or 3 Gem Knight monsters. Must first be fusion summoned. This card gains 100 attack for each gem monster in your graveyard. Once per turn, you can banish one level 7 or lower Gem Knight fusion monster from your graveyard until the end phase. This card's name becomes that monster's, and that replaces the effect with that monster's original effects. So you can discard or banish a Gem Knight monster, well, fusion monster, one of them, and then it gets its name and effect. It doesn't change the attack or defense, just the effect and name of it, and it allows it to have that effect. So this could be useful, but you have to also look and see what Gem Knights they did give us. So we'll find out. Our gem monsters, whatever. Alright, so we got Kaiser Glider as well in this set. Cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster that has the same attack. If this monster is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, target one monster in the field, return that target to the hand. So it's kind of hard for it to battle a monster unless it's your turn that has the same attack, because beat down, tie that binds, all that stuff is in the game, so it can easily be overpowered. But during your turn, it'll be pretty beneficial to play. So we also got Mist Archfiend here. You can normal summon this card without tributing. If you do, during the end phase, if it is destroyed and you take 1000 damage. So it's a 1 sack if you want to sack for it, or you can normal summon it. But if you normal summon it, it gets destroyed and you take 1000 damage. So if it's last turn, your opponent's got no spell or trap cards. They could have a Spirit Creeper in their hand, but no spell or trap cards, and you just want to kind of say screw it and go for the win. There you go. Alright, so we went through Leaf from Stone. So Dark Nephthys. So if you have 3 or more dark monsters in your graveyard and this card in your hand, you can banish 2 of them from your graveyard. Send this card from your hand to the graveyard during your next standby phase. After this card was sent from the graveyard by this effect, special summon this card from your graveyard. When this card is special summoned, target one spell or track on the field, destroy that target. So this is kind of like Phoenix, but in a way you have to discard or banish 2 dark monsters, send this from your hand to your graveyard, and then wait a turn, special summon it during the next standby phase, and you can target one spell or trap card and destroy that. So it'll be on the board, and it doesn't come back if it got like destroyed by a card effect, but it only targets 1 as well. But it targets 1, destroys, and then it's on the board as well. So 2400 attacker plus you get destroy a spell trap card. So there you go. Alright. So we got Giant Lightsworn Paladin here. If this card attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 300 attack during the damage step only. Once per turn, during your end phase, send the top 2 cards from your deck to your graveyard. Alright. So, I mean, 2100 and battle step, I mean, that's nice. You can overpower stuff. So, alright, Jirak Titado. Cannot be special summoned, cannot be targeted by trap or monster effects. Once per turn, you can banish 1 Jirak monster with 1700 or less attack from your graveyard. This card gains 1000 attack until the end phase. Okay, so it goes to a 4k attacker if you get rid of a Jirak monster. It cannot be targeted by trap or monster effects, but it cannot be special summoned. This seems like it would be a pretty good last turn card, or even just a straight up huge blocker if there's nothing that can be really dealt with it. Because I think Econ Headlong. Yeah. So that's what that can be destroyed by. Alright, so we also got the Jirak Guabi, whatever. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon 1 Jirak monster with 1700 or less attack from your deck, but it cannot clear attack this turn. So this is how you get the stuff on the board, but it just can't attack this turn. So you run that with Dino Kingdom 19. Yeah, I mean, it can be pretty useful. You could play Drax in Dinosaur Kingdom. Alright, so we got Gem Knight Prismara. So one Gem Knight monster and one Thunder type monster must first be fusion summoned. Once per turn, you can send one Gem Knight card from your hand to the graveyard to target one face-up card on the field, destroy the target. This is pretty good. I'm just gonna say that. Alright, so we already went over Guru. Alright, so Earth Armor Ninja. If you're sorry about that. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. So it's 5-star 600 attack. It just gets special summon from your hand if you don't have any monsters, and they do. So Gem Knight, Seraphonite. One Gem Knight monster plus one light monster must first be fusion summoned with the above fusion material monsters. During your main phase, you can normal summon or set one monster in addition to your normal summon set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. It's pretty good. Then it goes from the past. Alright, so we also get Cybernetic Magician, which you can discard one card to target one face-up monster in the field, and it gains 2000 attack till the end. Nano Breakers in the set, we also get the Vanguard of Dark World. If this card is discarded by a card effect, special summon to the field. So we get that there. You also get the Huntsman. This card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect. Draw one card plus another card if this card was discarded from your hand to your graveyard by your opponent's card effect. So you can draw two if that gets discarded. You also got Mad King. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can discard a card. So there's your cycle for discarding cards. You also got Scout. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can add one level 4 lower Dark World monster from your deck to your hand. So there's your search. You also have Force of Darkness. So target 2 Dark World monsters in your graveyard, add those targets to your hand. There's your cycle back from the graveyard. And then you have Overlord. So you also have Volcanic Shell in this. Once a turn, you can pay 500 life points, add one Volcanic Shell from your deck to your hand. This card must be in the graveyard to activate and to resolve this effect. So here's your Blaze Accelerator. You can target one monster your opponent controls, send one Pyro monster with 500 or less attack from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do destroy that target, you cannot declare an attack this turn. All that. So and then you got the Tri-Blaze. Volcanic Hammer is also here. Once a turn, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the number of volcanic monsters in your graveyard times 200. If you activate this effect, this card cannot attack during this turn. And then you have Lich Lord, which is King of the Outworld. If you tribute summon this card, the tribute must be dark. If this card is tributed by a card's effect and sent to the graveyard, it returns to its owner's hand. Then you got your Cloudian cards. You got more Light Sworns. Like other Light Sworns we got here are Garoth. Each time a card is sent from your deck to the graveyard by the effect of a Light Sworn monster you control except Garoth, send the top 2 cards of your deck to your graveyard, then draw one card for each Light Sworn monster sent to the graveyard by this effect. So there's your draw cycle from those. And then you have the Light Sworn Dragon as well. This card gains 300 attack and defense for each Light Sworn monster with different name in your graveyard. If this card attacks a defenseless monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. During each of your end phases, send top 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard. So, yeah. And then you have all the Gem Knights. I'm not going to go through anymore, but I'll go through this last Dark World one I see right here. So if this card is discarded to your graveyard by a card effect, if it was discarded from your hand to the graveyard by opponent's card effect, target one fiend monster on the field. Special summon this card from the graveyard to your hand. Then target, if that target, if any, gains 500 attack. So yeah, I mean, these are Dark World cards here, like Tactician and all that. The Fusion Devourers in this set as well. Be careful of this. This card will probably get played in some decks. So when this card battles a fusion monster, the attack of the fusion monster becomes 0 during damage step only. So watch out for that if you're playing anything with fusion. And I mean, the other Drat cards in here, Lightsworns, you know, it's just mainly, okay, so it's about Lightsworn, Drak, Volcanic, Cloudian, Gem Knights, and Dark World. This is what this set is based on. There's other cards thrown in there, like for, you know, dinos and stuff. Not even dinos. Like, there's some Union stuff. There's probably some Samurai stuff in here. Like, this card set can be used in certain things. You have the fusions, you have 6 strike, yeah, so a Shido counter, I guess, is what we should say. Then you have, like, the bamboo swords. This is the golden one. Then you have the broken one in here somewhere. But, I mean, then just random stuff like Octocalypse and Sky Scout. So, I mean, there's, like, a random few cards in here, but it's mainly about, like, the Cloudians, the Volcanics, Drox, Gem Knight, and Dark World stuff. Dark Worlds. A lot of Dark World cards, and a lot of the other ones too. But then there's a couple throw-in cards. So yeah, just check out the set, and there you go. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope you have a great day. This is a pretty long video. Sorry about that. I tried not to make it that long, but yeah. Alright. Everybody have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. Bye.